Yeah, my name is Abiodun Samson, and this video, I am making this video and specifically for men. So, if you are a man and you are a father, or you are about to be a father, or you hope to be a father one day, then this video is for you. Now, what are the things that men must teach their kids right from tender ages? You have to stand in your office as a man, as a father in your house, and teach your kids these things such that when they grow old, they will not leave that path. They will hold them as basics to them because they have been taught. And you see, as a father, you are the figure that your kids look up to, either boy child or a girl child. And the most basic thing you can teach them at that tender age is responsibility and accountability. Let them know that they have to be responsible for themselves, their actions, what they do or refuse to do, and you hold them accountable for it. Yes, let them have a sense of responsibility. Let them know basic responsibilities as a man. If you have a boy child, let them know it is normal for them to do this, and this. It will not be difficult for them later. You see, most of us will make mistake at the formative stage of the children when they are just coming up and you want to be their friends. No, you as a father, you are not friend you are their father, and you need to stand in that position as the father. You need to make some things very clear and glaring, because if you refuse to do it, it will be too late for you to do them when they have grown up and you are now supposed to be friends. Because as at that time you can't beat them anymore. You can't, there are a lot of things you will not be able to do anymore. You see, another thing that is very important for men to teach their kids is emotional intelligence. You need to teach them. You need to help them understand, one, the reasons why they need to be able to maintain their emotion, both the constructive emotion and the destructive emotions, the reason why they must be able to control their anger, the reason why they should not overreact when they are hungry, they should not, the reasons why they should not make, most important decisions of their life when they are over happy. You see, you need to help them create a balance. You need to teach them how to create a balance in their emotion. You need to teach them how to manage a lot of things. A lot of things will come their way that will affect their emotions one way or the other. But you need to teach them, you need to help them understand why they need to be able to control their emotions, especially the destructive ones. Now, another thing you need to teach them is respect for women. Yes, if you have a boy child, you need to begin to make them understand why they need to respect women. You see, some of the male children that we have nowadays, even the fathers, present day fathers, they made masculinity look toxic sometimes. Masculinity is strength, but you see, a power masculinity is power that needs to, you need to learn how it should be weighted. If you weight power anyhow, it's going to cause a lot of problem. So now, once we understood that masculinity is power in itself, we need to teach them how to properly apply or how to properly use the power. Masculinity is not to oppress, it's not to suppress, it's not to confront. Is to put a structure and to manage the structure. Masculinity is to protect. Masculinity is to respect. Masculinity is to put things in shape. But you need to make them to understand that masculinity does not take rubbish too. They need to put, things in place. Yes, that's what masculinity is all about. He doesn't take nonsense, but yet he respects, he protects, he provides. So you need to make them to understand all these things. That respect is very important, and they must be able to respect and care for whoever they are responsible for, their wife, their children, everything. They must be able to draw the line between discipline and abuse. When you claim to discipline your kids, do not abuse them in the name of discipline. As a father, you must help them to understand that there is a line between discipline and abuse. Then, as I was saying, in the formative stage of every child, as a man, you cannot afford to be their friend. You need to discipline them. I'm not saying abuse now. I'm saying you need to discipline them. It's one of the ways to hold them accountable for their actions. Is one of the ways to hold them responsible for what they do. Yes, they need to undergo it. When you discipline them, or discipline the behavior that you don't like, when they do it, frown at the behavior. They understand that this is not good because daddy does not like it. Okay, this is good because daddy likes it. So you have to reinforce the good behaviors that you like, and you have to punish the ones you don't like. Sometimes punishing the behavior might involve you discipline the child. You need to understand that as a man. And another thing is financial discipline. You yourself, you have to be disciplined enough to teach your kids financial discipline. You cannot be reckless and you know be trying to teach discipline. It doesn't happen that way. You will not be able to hold it down. So you have to be disciplined financially to be able to prove it and show it to the kids. You need to make them understand that there's something called priority. You need to set your priorities right. What is important, and that is what you get first. Then other things can follow. Then you need to make them understand the difference between utility and luxury. Luxury is to come later. Utility is what is needed now. You need to fix them and solve daily problems. So you need to teach them. You need to teach them. They need to be able to separate, to draw the line between those things and then make them understand in depth. That's the work of a father. Then you need to teach them work ethics and integrity. You see, majority of the men, integrity is a challenge. We know what majority of the men, what they do at work, what they do at home. You know, you are not even trustworthy. Your wife cannot trust you. So how do you want to teach integrity to your kids? You cheat constantly. Today problem cheating, tomorrow problem cheating. It's going to be a problem. So you need to change. Then now teach the kids the right thing. So yeah, as you are living your life, you are building another life. That's why you cannot afford to live your life anyhow, because a lot of lives depends on yours as a father. As a father, yes. Another thing you need to teach your kids is family value. You need to instill that importance of love and unity in them. You need to build the sense of togetherness in them. You are not a lone ranger. You did not just fall from heaven. You came through a family. You have to protect the family. You have to protect the unity of the family. When they grow up and they have their own family, it becomes very important to them to protect the unity of their family. They have seen you do it severally. you know they will always want to do it too. They will not give their family up for anything. They'll be committed to that family. It's a way of teaching them the way to be committed to their own family when they have one. See, another thing is problem solving, problem solving ability. You need to teach them to be able to solve problems and conflict when they arise. You see, there will always be challenges. The first thing to do is not to panic. The first thing to do is calm down then look into it. How can we face it? How can we solve it? You should teach them to ask questions when there are issues rather than run away from it. A lot of challenges will come their way. There's no doubt about that. But they need to learn how to, be able to solve issues, how to put things in place, how to put things together. It will be very helpful, you know. Then you need to then begin to teach them how to build legacy. You see, only father can do all these things. Yes, it is not in the assignment of the mothers to do these things. Their own is to nurture, to care for the kids, help them grow. Yours is to put these values into them. If you are not able to do it as a father, you have failed. Yeah, that's it. And that is why you have to be very, very careful the way you handle your family. You see, a lot of problems that we have today in the present day society, it comes from, a lot of children that grew up without father figures. It's a lot of problem. That's why single parenting is killing a lot of things in the world right now. Majority of the men that are supposed to build family and build the next generation of men, majority of them grew up without father figure, and that's a lot of problem. So they are bringing their stupidity into marriage, and boom, they are gone because they didn't enjoy fatherly love. How do you want to show what you do not have? You don't have fatherly love. How do you want to show it to somebody? You can't give what you don't have. And that's the problem. It is my prayer that God will help us to be able to push these things and begin to make a change in our society. See you next time. Thank you.